My son convinced me to transfer my retirement savings to him for high-yield investments. For 2 years, he sent me monthly statements showing steady growth. Then my bank called about suspicious activity. When I logged into my son's account with the password he'd given me for transparency, I found $78,000 of my money in an online casino wallet. The investment portfolio didn't exist. My son was a gambling addict and I'd been funding it for 2 years. I'm Barbara Winters, and I'm 67 years old. I worked as a nurse for 43 years, saving every penny I could for retirement. By the time I turned 65, I'd accumulated $112,000 in my retirement account. Not a fortune, but enough to supplement my Social Security and live comfortably. I was proud of that number. It represented decades of sacrifice and careful planning. Then my son Marcus convinced me to let him invest it. And in 2 years, he gambled away $78,000 while lying to my face about growing my wealth. Let me take you back to the beginning, to the conversation that seemed like a blessing but turned out to be the worst financial decision of my life. If you're watching this, subscribe and let me know where you're watching from. It started 2.5 years ago at a Sunday family dinner. Marcus, my oldest at 41, had been working in finance for 15 years. Investment banking, he told me, though I never quite understood exactly what that meant. He made good money, lived in a nice house, drove expensive cars. He seemed successful. "Mom, I've been looking at your retirement situation," Marcus said over dessert. "You're not maximizing your returns. That money sitting in a standard retirement account is barely keeping pace with inflation. It's safe, though. That's what matters to me. Safe, but stagnant. If you let me invest it for you, I could get you returns of 15 to 20% annually. In 5 years, your $112,000 could be $200,000 or more." My daughter Stephanie, sitting across from me, looked skeptical. "Marcus, that seems aggressive. Mom's retirement money shouldn't be in high-risk investments." "It's not high risk. It's strategic allocation. I do this for clients all the time. Mom's family. I'd be extra careful with her money." The promise was tempting. Doubling my retirement savings would give me so much more security. I could help with my grandchildren's college funds. Take the trips I'd always wanted. Live without constantly watching every dollar. "I don't know anything about investments, Marcus. It makes me nervous." "That's why you have me. I'll handle everything. You won't have to think about it. I'll send you monthly statements so you can watch your money grow. And I'll give you access to the account so you can check anytime you want. Complete transparency." Complete transparency. That phrase convinced me. If Marcus was willing to let me see everything, what did I have to worry about? How would it work? "You transfer the money to an investment account I'll set up in your name. I'll have trading authority, but it's your account. Your money. I'm just managing it for you." Stephanie interjected again. "Mom, maybe you should talk to a financial advisor first. Someone independent." "Stephanie, I am a financial advisor," Marcus said, a edge in his voice. "I manage portfolios worth millions. I think I can handle Mom's retirement account." Looking back, I should have listened to Stephanie's caution. But Marcus was my son. He'd never steered me wrong before. Why would he start now? 2 weeks later, I sat in Marcus's home office while he set up what he called my investment account. He showed me charts and graphs explaining asset allocation, diversification, growth projections. It all sounded professional and legitimate. "Now, I'm transferring your $112,000 from your retirement account into this new investment portfolio," he explained, clicking through screens on his laptop. "You'll see it reflected in about 3 business days." He wrote down a username and password on a notepad. "This is your login information for the account. You can check it anytime. I'll also send you monthly statements via email so you don't have to remember to log in. Thank you, sweetheart. I know you'll take good care of this. It's your future, Mom. Of course I'll take care of it." The first monthly statement arrived by email 4 weeks later. It looked official, with a logo at the top for strategic capital management and detailed breakdowns of my portfolio. According to the statement, my $112,000 had grown to $115,200. $3,000 in 1 month. I was thrilled. I called Marcus to thank him. This is amazing. I've never made money like this. I told you, Mom. This is what good investment management looks like. Just wait. In a year, you'll be really impressed. The statements kept coming monthly. Each one showed growth. By 6 months, my account supposedly had $124,000. By the first year, $139,000. I felt like I'd made the smartest financial decision of my life. Stephanie remained skeptical. Mom, those returns seem too good to be true. Are you sure Marcus is legitimate about this? He sends me statements every month. The account is growing exactly like he said it would. Have you logged in to check the actual account? I don't need to. Marcus is handling everything perfectly. Mom, please. Just log in once. Verify the money is actually there. I didn't log in. I trusted Marcus. And I didn't want to seem like I doubted him when he was working so hard to grow my retirement savings. Year 2 continued the same way. More statements, more growth. By 18 months, the portfolio supposedly had $153,000. I'd made $41,000 in a year and a half without doing anything except trusting my son. Then, 22 months into the investment, my bank called. Mrs. Winters, this is fraud prevention at First National Bank. We've detected some unusual activity on your account and wanted to verify some transactions. My stomach dropped. What kind of unusual activity? We show several large transfers from your retirement account to an external account over the past 2 years. The pattern is consistent with elder financial abuse, so we are required to investigate. My son is investing that money for me. It's not fraud. Can you verify the name of the investment firm managing your funds? Strategic Capital Management. There was a pause. Mrs. Winters, I'm not finding any registered investment firm by that name. Can you provide an account number or registration details? A cold feeling settled in my chest. I don't have those with me. My son handles all that. I'd strongly recommend you verify where your money is actually going. In the meantime, we are placing a hold on any further transfers from your retirement account. After I hung up, I sat in my kitchen staring at the notepad where Marcus had written my login information 2 years earlier. I'd never actually used it. Never logged in to verify anything. I just trusted the monthly statements. My hands shook as I opened my laptop and typed in the website address Marcus had given me. The page loaded, and I entered the username and password. Invalid credentials. Please try again. I tried again, carefully typing each character. Same message. I called Marcus. He didn't answer. I called again. Voicemail. Marcus, the bank called about unusual activity. I tried to log into the investment account and the password doesn't work. Call me back immediately. He called back 3 hours later. Mom, sorry I missed your call. I was in meetings. What's wrong? The bank flagged the transfers. And I can't log into the account. Oh, the password probably expired. That happens with secure accounts. I'll reset it and send you a new one. Marcus, the bank said they can't find Strategic Capital Management registered anywhere. Silence. Marcus. Mom, it's complicated. Can I come over tomorrow and explain everything? Explain what? Where is my money? It's safe. I promise. Just let me come over tomorrow. He showed up at 10 a.m. the next morning looking like he hadn't slept. His hair was uncombed, his shirt wrinkled. This wasn't the polished, successful son I knew. Tell me the truth, I said as soon as he sat down. Where is my money? Marcus put his head in his hands. Mom, I made some mistakes. What kind of mistakes? The investments didn't go the way I planned. I lost some of the principal. But I was trying to make it back. I still am. How much did you lose? I don't know exactly. Maybe 30%. 30%. Of $112,000. $33,000 gone. And the monthly statements showing growth. I created those to avoid worrying you while I recovered the losses. I felt like the floor had disappeared beneath me. You've been lying to me for 2 years? Sending me fake statements. I was trying to protect you. I thought I could win it back before you ever knew. Win it back? Marcus, what are you talking about? You said you were investing the money. He looked at me with red-rimmed eyes. Some of it was invested. At first. But I had some bad losses and I needed to recover them quickly. So I used some of your money in high-risk opportunities. What opportunities? Trading. Sports betting. Some online casino games. I was trying to make back what I'd lost. The words hit me like physical blows. Trading. Sports betting. Casino games. My retirement savings. My 43 years of careful saving. You gambled with my retirement money. I was trying to grow it. The original investments weren't working fast enough. I needed bigger returns to make up the losses. Where is my money right now? Right this second. Marcus pulled out his phone and opened an app. He showed me the screen. It displayed an account balance, $34,217. That's what's left. My voice sounded distant, like it belonged to someone else. In this account, yes. But I have money in a few other places. I can pull it together. How many other places? 2 other betting apps and 1 online casino. I felt sick. Show me. He opened the apps one by one. Each showed a balance. 12,000 in one sports betting app. 8,000 in another. 18,000 in the casino wallet. Total, $72,217. Where's the rest? I whispered. I gave you $112,000. Where's the other $40,000? I lost it. I'm so sorry, Mom. I was trying to win it back. I thought I could make it all back and you'd never have to know. I thought about the statements. The fake growth. The lies. Those monthly statements showing my money growing to $153,000. None of that was real. I made them in Excel. I thought if I could just get a few good wins, I could make the statements true. Turn the lies into reality. How long have you had a gambling problem? It's not a problem. I just had some bad luck. Marcus. How long? He looked away. 5 years maybe. It started small. Fantasy sports, friendly poker games. Then online betting became legal and it was so easy. I'd win sometimes, which made me think I could win consistently. But the losses added up. Why didn't you tell me? Why did you take my retirement money? Because I'd already lost everything else. My savings, my credit cards, even money I borrowed from my 401k. I was desperate, and I thought if I could just get enough capital for one big win, I could fix everything. Using my life savings as your gambling stake. I was going to pay you back with the winnings. You were supposed to profit from this. I stood up, my legs barely supporting me. Get out of my house. Mom, get out. I need to call the bank and figure out how much damage you've done. He left. And I sat alone in my kitchen with my laptop, looking at $72,000 scattered across gambling websites while $40,000 of my retirement had simply vanished into the internet. If you're watching this, subscribe and let me know where you're watching from. The next week was a nightmare of phone calls and paperwork. The bank confirmed they'd flagged the activity because the transfer pattern matched elder financial abuse cases. They'd placed a hold on my account before Marcus could transfer any more money. I called a lawyer. Explained what Marcus had done. Mrs. Winters, did you give him permission to transfer the money initially? Yes. But I thought he was investing it, not gambling it away. That makes it complicated. You gave consent for the transfer. What he did with the money afterward would be difficult to prosecute unless we can prove he intended to defraud you from the beginning. He did defraud me. He sent me fake investment statements for 2 years. That's definitely fraud. But proving it in court would require evidence and likely Marcus's cooperation. Are you prepared to press charges against your son? I thought about that. Criminal charges. My son in prison. My grandchildren without a father. I don't know. There might be another option. If Marcus is willing to sign a structured repayment agreement, you could recover the money without criminal prosecution. But it would require him to admit what he did in writing and commit to a repayment schedule. I called Marcus and told him about the lawyer's suggestion. You need to pay me back. Every dollar. With interest. Or I'll press charges for fraud. Mom, I don't have the money to pay you back. Everything's tied up in debt. Then you'll get a second job. Sell your car. Downsize your house. I worked 43 years for that money, Marcus. You don't get to gamble it away and walk free. His wife, Rachel, called me the next day. Barbara, I just found out what Marcus did. I had no idea. I knew he had a gambling problem, but I thought he was getting help. I didn't know he'd taken your money. You knew he was gambling. He's been to 3 different counselors. Gamblers Anonymous meetings. Nothing seems to stick. Every time I think he's quit, I find out he's been betting secretly. Rachel, he lost $40,000 of my retirement savings. The rest is sitting in betting apps. I need him to pay me back. I understand. We'll figure out a way. I'll make sure he does the right thing. But Rachel couldn't make Marcus do anything. He was powerless against his addiction. The structured repayment agreement was signed 3 weeks later. Marcus agreed to pay me $1,000 a month until the full amount was repaid with 5% interest. At that rate, it would take over 9 years to get my money back. 9 years. I'd be 76 years old. I'll try to pay more when I can, Marcus said when he signed the papers. I know this doesn't fix anything. No, it doesn't. I'm going to rehab. A residential program for gambling addiction. 28 days. Rachel's making me go. You should have gone years ago. I know. The monthly payments have been coming in for 8 months now. $8,000 total. It's something, but it doesn't replace the security I'd felt knowing my retirement was secure. I had to go back to work part-time. At 67, I'm picking up nursing shifts at a clinic because my retirement savings isn't enough to live on anymore. My body aches in ways it didn't before. I'm exhausted in ways I'd forgotten were possible. Marcus completed his 28-day program. He's attending GA meetings twice a week. He claims he hasn't gambled in 8 months. But Rachel told me she has to monitor his phone and computer because the urge is still there. He sees a commercial for sports betting and his hands start shaking, she said. The addiction doesn't just go away. My relationship with Marcus is broken. Maybe permanently. I see him at family gatherings because I won't punish my grandchildren for their father's mistakes. But the trust is gone. The easy warmth we used to have is replaced by careful distance. Last week, Stephanie asked me how I was doing. Honestly, honey? I'm $77,000 poorer and a lot less naive about trusting family with money. I'm so sorry, Mom. I should have pushed harder when I told you it seemed wrong. You did tell me. I didn't listen. I wanted to believe Marcus was helping me when he was really just funding his addiction with my life savings. The fake investment statements still make me angry. The audacity of creating false documents, sending them monthly, watching me express gratitude for growth that didn't exist. That level of deception requires planning and effort. It wasn't a momentary mistake. It was a sustained lie. Sometimes I think about what those 2 years of fake growth cost me. If I'd known after the first month that my money was being gambled away, I could have stopped it. Saved $70,000. But Marcus kept lying because facing the truth meant admitting his addiction had consumed everything, including his mother's trust. I filed a complaint with the State Banking Commission about Marcus's fake investment firm. They're investigating whether he violated financial fraud statutes by operating under a false business name. I don't know if anything will come of it, but at least there's a record. The online casino still has $18,000 of my money sitting in Marcus's account. He claims he can't access it to return it to me because withdrawing it would trigger his gambling urge. So my money just sits there, digital numbers in a wallet I can't touch, while I work extra shifts to pay my bills. That might be the cruelest part. Knowing exactly where a chunk of my money is but being unable to get it back because my son's addiction means he can't even access his own accounts without risking relapse. I learned something important through all this. When someone promises investment returns that seem too good to be true, they probably are. When someone asks you to trust them without verification, verify anyway. And when your gut and your daughter both tell you something feels wrong, listen. Marcus used my love for him as a weapon. He knew I'd trust him because he was my son. He knew I'd believe the statements because I wanted to believe he was helping me. And he knew I wouldn't check the actual account because doing so would suggest I doubted him. He weaponized my trust and my ignorance about finance. And it cost me $40,000 that's gone forever and 30-something thousand more that I may never fully recover. I tell my story now because I know I'm not the only elderly person whose adult child has exploited their trust for money. Elder financial abuse is an epidemic, and it's not always strangers who commit it. Sometimes it's the people we raised, the ones we'd die to protect, who see our savings as an opportunity instead of our security. To anyone reading this, check your accounts. Verify every statement. Never give anyone complete control of your money without independent oversight. And if someone promises you transparency but gets defensive when you actually try to look, that's not transparency. That's control. My retirement won't be what I'd planned. I'll work longer, live smaller, worry more. But I'll do it with my eyes open and my accounts in my own name. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and feel free to share your story in the comments.